morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to our new space. Everybody would take the position of prayer. I want to read a blessing for this church. This is God's house. May we who come here not only find out about God, but find God. May there be beauty in this place, and especially may it be a place where men and women become aware of the beauty in themselves. May this be a place of worship. May this be a place of instruction. May this be a place of singing. May this place be a place of prayer. But for us who worship and take instruction and sing and pray, may this always be a place of inner stillness, where we may listen and hear when God speaks. May whoever ministers here minister in love. May whoever teaches here teach truth. May whoever serves here serve pleasantly. May everyone come into this home in expectation and go with thanksgiving. And may anyone who comes needing help go feeling blessed. May this be such a house that Jesus Christ or any stranger, even one of the least, who feel in it that he was with friends. Amen. Sundays don't happen by accident. Our speaker and musician today is Michael Gregory. Our blessed chaplain is Marilyn. Our board member of the week is Debbie Lee. And hospitality is Mary Ellen and Joyce. And all of us are part of the Spick and Span team. And our technology director is Mark Swank. And your platform would be me, Ron Savage. We have any new people today? First timers? I didn't think so. That's okay. If you're new today at Bremerton Unit, we welcome you in the spirit of love. We want you to know that no matter where you are in your journey of faith, you're always welcome here. We know that the world is a better place when we are willing to share our hearts. We give you a heart as a symbol of steadfast spirit that lives within each of us. And we ask that you carry this symbol as a member of the Red Heart Fellowship. Let it be a reminder that the love of God is always with you and to share your heart wherever you go. The Red Heart, as a symbol of fellowship in the world, can spread love one heart at a time. Let's start that movement here.
This song is Kind Loving Spirit. I sent the lyrics to you. You didn't get them. I did send them. I don't know what happened. Sing it once and you can jump in whenever you feel comfortable. How about that? Kind loving spirit is flowing through me now. Kind loving spirit is flowing through me now. Kind loving spirit is flowing through me now. Loving Spirit is flowing through me now. My loving Spirit is flowing through me now. I am that Spirit. My loving Spirit is flowing through me now. My loving Spirit is flowing through me now. My
things we have coming up. Next Sunday, we'll have Reverend Joanne Gabriel with Sally and Jamie singing, playing instruments. And on the 23rd, it will be a holiday potluck. Everyone's invited. Bring a little something for your other worshipers, and the celebration and a holiday cheer. In other words, singing of songs will be with Sally and Jamie again. On the 30th, we got Michael Bogar here with Michael. Don't forget that we do have Course of Miracles every Thursday from 7 to 8. Our weekly board member.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It actually feels really good here, doesn't it? So we want to remind everyone that we are still live streaming even in this location, and we ask that you keep your conversation down because it does get picked up, especially during the candle lighting service. We also want to remind everyone that prayer request forms are available. This week, we have our prayer box here. We're not set up with our candles yet. We're still developing how that's going to be. But this week, we have the prayer box right here and prayer request forms and a pen. So during the normal time for candles, we'll just fill out your prayer request and put it in the prayer box and give it to God. Unity of North Kitsap usually has a weekly meditation. Thursday, December 13th at 7 p.m., it will be about mindfulness. And they're sharing when we practice mindfulness and heartfulness meditations, we are allowed the quiet presence within to emerge. The more often we rise above the busy mind, the more we can let peace and wonder be the comfort zone that we live in. So please join Anna Welsh in the sanctuary at Faith Episcopal Church in Paulsville. And that's this Thursday the 13th. So we want to thank everyone who came to help on packing day and unpacking day. We managed to get a lot done together to make this move happen. There are still things that need to be done at the Auto Center location, Auto Center Way. We still need to finish hauling items away to the dump and to the Goodwill. Joyce Cowdrey has offered to take things to the Goodwill for us, but I think there's going to be more than she can handle. So, well, we'll probably have to, our truck can come help, anybody else who can come help haul, whichever direction it needs to go. We'll have sign-up sheets in the back to join in participating in that. There are also a few things left for sale. The large table in the fellowship area is available if anyone's interested. And we have a few imitation plants and some office supplies. So please see Cindy or Mary Ellen if you're interested in any of those items. So now that we're getting organized here, we have many tasks that need to happen every Sunday, and we need more help to make these things happen. There are sign-up sheets on the table. Please sign up for a specific task, or just please plan on being here by 9:15 every Sunday morning so that you can help us get everything in place. So as you see things here now, this will need to be put away before we leave today, and then it gets set up again before service the next Sunday. So being a member, we just want to remind you that being a member means putting in your time and talent as well as your treasure. So let's make this new beginning a time for everyone to be more involved. So we know it's going to take a few weeks to get settled in, but we know we can do this together. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please see a board member. Thank you.
This candle represents the divine light within each of us. Together.
There is one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent.
Say hello. Softly.
Handshakes and hugs time. This is the time when we normally greet each other and say happy Sunday.
Good morning, Laura. Hi, Laura.
First time we've been here too.
Good morning. I don't think I know your name. Hi, Irene. I'm Laura. I've seen you when I was packing up the church. I saw you with the old membership books, and I still didn't like it. Glad you found us. Oh, God bless you. My sister's doing third grade. I know you.
Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now raise your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. Every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite and worship the God in each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, Namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now raise your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. In the name of love. In the name of love.
Today is the second Sunday in
Hold
the
the
Advent.
microphone down.
Let's get it down here with the normal people. Today is the second Sunday in the Advent season. Last Sunday was the first, and the last Sunday was faith. Faith is always the first Sunday, and the message was, through faith, I am centered and guided every step of the way. Today, being the second Sunday, peace is the message. God's peace is mine. All things contribute to the calm peace of my soul. All things contribute to the calm peace of my soul. Peace is always possible, even in the busiest of days. I am never far away from what the Apostle Paul called the peace of God which surpasses all understanding. I am a living expression of God, just as every person is. I know that peace, like all of God's qualities, seeks expression in my life. In the stillness of prayer, I embrace God's peace, allowing it to fill my body, mind, and spirit. Centered in the stillness of God, I go about my daily activities, affirming, God's peace is mine. All things contribute to the calm peace of my soul. Interruptions and inconveniences no longer upset me. My peaceful presence blesses me and everyone I meet. From Philippians 4, verse 7, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Today, God's peace is mine. All things contribute to the calm peace of my soul. God bless us.
Thank you. All right, this is another one of my songs. It's called Like a Sunbeam, otherwise known as I Am One with God. So I'll tell you the words and you can sing it. It's very easy. Like a sunbeam to the sun.
Like a sunbeam to the sun,
I am one with God.
I am one with God.
Like a wave upon the ocean.
Like a wave upon the ocean,
I am one with God.
I am one with God.
And then I am one with God.
I am one with God.
I am one with God. I am one with God. That's the whole song. Like a sunbeam to the sun, I am one with God. Like a wave upon the ocean, I am one with God. I am one with God. I am one with God. Like a sunbeam to the sun, I am one with God. Like a wave upon the ocean, I am one with God. I am one with God. I am one with God. Like a sunbeam to the sun, I am one with God. Like a wave upon the ocean, I am one with God. 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 All right, so it says special music. All right, so now that's this. How's everybody doing this morning, by the way?
Good.
All right. This is a song about, it's called Works. Bible passage, all these works I do. I kind of rephrased it a bit. We're going to be talking about that a little bit today, as a matter of fact. All these works I do, you shall also do. The power within me also lives in you. All the light that shines in me also shines in you. And the love within your heart always see you through. And you shall receive, no matter what you may be. Heaven's key is in your hand. God is standing where you stand. All these works I do, you shall also do. And power within me also lives in you. All the light that shines in me also shines in you. And love in your heart will always see you through. Ask it and you shall receive, no matter what you may be. Heaven's key is in your hand. God is standing where you stand. All these works I do, you shall also do.
Bear with me for a second while I get reorganized. Oops. Is it working?
It's working. Okay, there we go.
I brought books this time. So we're going to read them all. I swear we won't read all of them. Just little bits and pieces. Okay.
So this talk is entitled "The Power Within You." And I was kind of looked down on the floor one day and I saw this little cat, what do you call it? Centipede.
Yeah.
2 inches long. And he was just doing this thing, this wave thing. And I was fascinated with it. Like, he was so powerful. I don't know, something strange about it. Just you could see the energy. Life is in everything. It's not just in, we don't just have spirit. I'm sorry, folks, but animals have spirit too. Because spirit is life. It's energy. Einstein said energy and matter cannot be destroyed. And so therefore, we are that energy. And there's no empty space. Space is filled with energy. You can't see it, right? But you know it's there. Because when you, like air, you can breathe it, but you can't see it. Unless, of course, there's some fog going on or something, which we never see that here. Let me go ahead and read something to you.
Oh, yes.
I love that book.
I spoke to Cindy today. If anybody's interested, I'd like to do maybe a class on this book or something. We can talk about it anyway. I'll drive out once a week or something. We'll go through it because this is really a good book.
It is.
And 30 years ago when I joined Unity, we were studying Eric Butterworth and Emily Cady and,
Everybody, all those guys. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot you're recording this thing. Okay, so from the book prologue, I'll actually read the whole thing. It's not too long. According to an old Hindu legend, there was a time when all men were gods. But they so abused their divinity that Brahma, the chief god, decided to take it away from men and hide it where they would never find it again. Where to hide it became the big question. When the lesser gods were called in council to consider this question, they said, "We will bury man's divinity deep in the earth."
But the Brahma said, no, that will not do, for man will dig deep down in the earth and find it. And they said, well, we can sink his divinity into the deepest ocean. But then again, Brahma replied, no, not there, for man will learn to dive into the deepest waters and search out the ocean bed and will find it. That ain't gonna work. Then the lesser god said, we will take it to the top of the highest mountain, hide it there. But again, Brahma replied, no, for man will eventually climb every high mountain on earth. He will be sure someday to find it and take it up again himself. Then the lesser gods gave up and concluded, we do not know where to hide it, for it seems there is no place on earth or in the sea that man will not eventually reach. That's kind of true, huh? And Brahma said, here is what we will do with man's divinity. We will hide it deep down in man himself, for he will never think to look for it there. Ever since then, the legend concludes that man has been going up and down the earth, climbing, digging, diving, exploring, searching for something that is already in himself. A few thousand years ago, a man named Jesus found it and shared its secret, but in the movement that sprang up in his name, the divinity of man has been the best kept secret of the ages. I think it's great. So, John. This is John, from the Bible, of course. 10 through 12 here, John 15. Believest thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth within me. He doeth the works. I've got a little problem with things. But anyway, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall also he do. And the greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. So interesting. Some people talk about worshiping Jesus Christ. You know, he's God. This is not what Jesus said. He said, the Father within me does the work, right? I just read that. That's his words. And he didn't take credit. He didn't sit there and go, I'm cool. I'm the guy. I'm the man. I'm God. Worship me. He never said that. He said, follow me. Right? And how do you follow somebody? Well, you just kind of go along with them. You don't worship them. God is the Father, and the Father, by in this term, is not a guy in the sky with a beard necessarily. Although if you believe that, that's okay. I kind of like the Monty Python version myself, but anyway. Monty Python fans here are all a couple. Curtains part. He goes, "Stop brawling." Pretty funny. Anyway, you got to see the movie. And I did the song works. Okay. So what is this power anyway? The power within you is the power within the universe, is the power that is everything. There is nothing outside of God. There is nothing that can be separate. You can't be separate from God, as the Course in Miracles tells us, You can't do it. It's not possible. We're connected, whether we like it or not. You don't have to believe it even. It's not necessary. You don't have to believe this stuff. You can say, I don't believe that. It's something else. Right? I'm sure you know a lot of people that think that way. You try to tell them and they're like, no. It doesn't matter. You're still part of life. You can't escape it. And life is eternal, according to the Bible and Jesus and all the best spiritual teachers and people that we have in the world today, and there's lots of them. They all tell us the same thing. It's nothing new. I'm sorry?
Nothing real can be threatened.
Nothing real can be threatened. Yes. And only what is real exists. That's from the Course in Miracles. It's in the first page here. That's the premise of the Course in Miracles is that nothing real can be. So what's real? What the Course says is real is not, that is not real, according to the Course in Miracles. That is an illusion. Life is an illusion. Because the ego is what believes that we're separate from God. That is where this experience, the impossible, the mystery, came from. That's where, that was the creation, so to speak. The creation wasn't 7 days and, you know, the whole Genesis thing. I'm sure everyone has read it or heard it or seen it, or, you know. We're all embedded with that throughout our lives. I know I was a Buddhist for 5 years. And with an organization called Nichiren Shoshu, we chanted Nam-myoho Renge-kyo to the Gohanzen, and we worshipped this thing, and it was a representation of the highest form of life. Buddha doesn't mean God. Buddha means enlightened one. So it's enlightenment. And so we chanted for world peace, and we wanted enlightenment. And the Nam-myoho Renge-kyo is, you know, it's about the law of cause and effect. Okay, what you reap, you will sow. Every cause has an effect. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It's all the same thing. There's no difference. If you don't believe in God, it's cool. God still believes in you. Doesn't matter. Can't escape. You can't go anywhere. The Course in Miracles even asks the question, did Hitler get to go to heaven? Well, I know this is going to be controversial, but the Course says there is no other place to go. So he gets there, I don't know what happens, but probably not very good things. But because of what? Cause and effect. It's not our job to punish other people. It's not our job to condemn other people. Because, I don't know about you, but I haven't done all perfect. Just ask her, she'll know. Oh, thank God. Got to get the wife involved at some point. So, but one thing that my, I guess you could call my guru, I guess you could say, in Course in Miracles, Warren Hill, who was a wonderful, wonderful man. He made the Course easy. He made it easy to understand. Now, how many people read the Course or studied it a bit or something? Are you confused a little bit? I am. But he made it easy. Because when he said, if it's a capital letter, especially if it's out of place in the sentence, that's God. It's about God or Jesus. Which makes the whole thing a whole lot easier to understand, because you start going, oh, you know, the I's and the you's and the they's and all that stuff. Pronouns are confusing, right? God's he, God's she, God's they, God's the Gaia, I mean, you know, on and on it goes. I mean, there's so many words for God, but God isn't a word. And God doesn't have a gender, doesn't have a preference. God loves all of us. Black, white, green, blue, doesn't matter. Sexual preference doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters to God. It matters to us. The point that he brought out, though, is the illusion that the Course talks about, that life's an illusion. It's real to us. Small r real. To us, it's real. I don't think this all looks real to me. I don't know about you, but that is how it works. And Neil Donald Walsh says the same thing, that this mind, body, spirit thing that we see is kind of like separate entities or something. There's no separateness to that. It's part of what we are, but we are one. We're not separate pieces. We're not like spirit over here, and body over there, and mind somewhere else. I mean, of course, mind is somewhere else a lot of times, but anyway, that's a whole other story. You know, my mind can wander off just like that. Where am I again? Oh. So there you go. I mean, it's one thing. It's not some separate thing. This spirit that we talk about it's right here. God is right here. To talk about the personal. I want a personal relationship with God. You got it, babe. Can't be more personal. There's no way to change it. It's personal. Because why? Because that spirit is here. If it was out there in the universe floating around somewhere, we wouldn't be here to experience it. But God, if you want to call it the creator. Now, I don't know, I mean, some people think God's a spaceman, you know, or that we landed here from another planet. Anybody Battlestar Galactica fans? Oh, we got one back there, okay. We watch it. Do you know what the story behind that actually is? What the story of this, the old, not the modern soap opera one, I'm not talking about that one, I'm talking about the original Battlestar Galactica show. It's all these ships, and they're coming across the universe looking for Earth, if you follow the story. So they're not from the future. They're from the past looking for Earth, and they find this place eventually. Maybe that's where we came from. I don't know. Does it really matter? Do you care where you came from? Does it matter? How you became human, how you became here, how all this happened. It doesn't matter. What matters is how we use it, how we experience it. Is it a positive experience or a negative experience? Is it fun? Well, sometimes it is. Is it sometimes not so much fun? Oh, yeah. There's pain, there's anger, there's all sorts of things going on within us. We're not just this static, I don't know what I want to say, you know, positive thought's one thing, but I'm not happy all the time. I don't know about you, but I'm not happy all the time. There's times when I'm not. Except when I'm around my lovely wife, Fran. This is my wife, Fran, by the way, in case you didn't know that.
It's how we matter.
That's right.
It's how we matter.
Exactly. It's how you understand it. It's how you live it. It's how you feel about it in a given moment. And it can change. And no matter how bad your life might seem today, right now, in this moment, it can be better if you want it to be, and you want to do something about it. God invented work as far as I'm concerned, and work is a blessing. I'm retired, but I'm not. I'll never stop doing this if I can help it. I look at Tony Bennett, by the way, 92 years old. What? And he just did the Radio City Music Hall in New York City with Diana Krall, and he sang. Wow. He's still good. I mean, it's amazing. 92 years old. So there's no limit to this. You're not dead yet. You're not even close. You're still sitting here. We're having a good time. And my experience has been like my parents are both gone, of course. I mean, I'm 69 years old. My parents are long gone. My wife's parents, and you know, a lot of people. You know, there's no more Gregorys left in my, you know, chain, part of the generation here. I'm the last one, I think. I got some cousins that are still floating around. I don't even know who they are. But the bottom line is, it just goes on and on and on. And the more you look at it, the more you think about it, you know, like our puppies. You know, we have Shih Tzus. We have 3 of them. But we had 2 before, and then when they passed away, we got quote-unquote new ones. But you know what? We still love the ones we had before. And we had them cremated when they passed away, and we decided that we're not going to get rid of those ashes until we can buy a home and plant them on our property, and we've now done that. So now they're on our property, so we're going to, as soon as the ground thaws out, which is quite a struggle. We're out in Port Angeles, by the way. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the area. We're up on Township Line Road. It's a beautiful place. It's quiet. It's not quite as busy as it seems to be around here. We're on the edge of the Olympic National Forest. Basically, our backyard is practically on the forest. So it's a beautiful, beautiful place. It's peaceful and it's wonderful. And all of a sudden, you know, it's been almost a year now, and you know, it's taken its toll on us. But at the same time, we're just so happy to be there because there's peace, there's quiet. You know, I got my own studio on the property. I can make more music, and I intend to make a lot more music. Like I say, that was why I came with this. It's like playing the guitar. The more licks you have, the better you are. Trust me on this. Oh, okay, and so this crazy religion thing, we'll get back to that here a little bit. So what's the problem with religion? People seem to today think it's a bad thing. We're getting bad press all over the place. But religion is the core of, you know, you can call it spirituality, you can call it whatever you want. It's still religion. And religion has been around as long as man has been around. There's no time they weren't scrawling on the walls trying to figure out, you know, what's this life about? I'm of Greek descent, so Greek mythology, they had many gods, right? The god of the, goddess of love, the god of, Zeus, the god of the chief god, the head of the gods, and all this stuff. And this all came from ancient man. It's not something we just invented last week. It's in our soul. We can deny it. I'm not religious. Well, maybe not, because religion tends to be like dogmatic, kind of like, a bunch of rules that we gotta follow. This is a religion too. We just don't have to follow a bunch of written rules per se, but there's a slight bit of, what do I want to say? What would you call it? I don't know. Kind of guidelines, I guess, to help us live a better life. And that's really the key here. It's all about learning to live a better life, not about following a bunch of rules and, we're going to be saints or something. It's all about personal power. How can I get more personal power? How can I develop a happier, better life for me and for my family and so forth? Well, you could start by, I know this is crazy too, 10 Commandments. Hate to say it, but if you follow those commandments, the path is laid out for you. If you follow those commandments, whether you believe them or not, doesn't really matter. It's the laws of the universe. That really is all it is. It's not some mysterious thing. It's how things work. Don't steal, don't kill, etc., etc. I don't know about you, but I think that my life would be better if I didn't do some of those things wrong. But we don't look at it that way here in Unity. But the bottom line is, those laws are still there. They're still the laws of the universe, and they still work. And if you violate those laws, you have problems. Cause and effect. It works every single time. You don't have to, again, we don't have to be out there punishing the person that hurt us in some way. They're going to pay. Trust me, they're going to pay. I know, from experience. When I hurt people, when I do the wrong things, it comes back right here. It doesn't come back on you, it comes back on me. And that's what unity is about. It's about taking, this raw materials, if you will, of life and building a better one for yourself. That's what positive thought is. It's about raising your consciousness, understanding that God is within you and that you are limitless and you are prosperous and you can be as happy as you want to be or as unhappy as you want to be. I know some people that are, it seems like they're intent on being, I think I'll be unhappy today. It's like the guy in, I guess I'm going blank here, sorry about that. Anyway, we'll pass on that. So this path has been laid out before you. And let me read a couple more things here that I thought were pretty good. Well, I like this one here. Again, from Power Within. This is, I don't know how many are familiar with Eric Butterworth, but that's who this is. Jesus said, "Enter ye in by the narrow gate, for the wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. And many are they that enter in thereby. For narrow is the gate, and straitened the way that leadeth unto life, and few are they that find it." Huh? Okay. I'm going to give you my opinion what this thing said. You can decide for yourself. I believe what it said, and it also says, that the rich man can't get to heaven except through the eye of a needle or whatever, etc., etc. What I believe about this is we each have our own path. Every individual in this room has their own path. And that's how we're going to get to heaven, quote unquote, is by following our own path. That's why it's so darn narrow. Because only you can go through it. That's why. Because you don't experience it the way I experience it, the way she experiences it, the way she experiences it. We don't experience it the same way. So how are we going to get to, quote unquote, the same place? We have to find our own way. And that's what unity is about also. It's finding yourself and finding a path that you can follow that makes sense for you, that's comfortable for you. And you don't have to hurt anybody else to do it. That would be the only caveat, I guess you'd say, is, don't hurt somebody else trying to find your own path, because that's not cool. And Jesus had a unique concept of God. To him, God was not an object of worship, but a presence dwelling within us, a force surrounding us, and the principle by which we live. It is not too much to say that anyone who catches the idea of Jesus' concept will find himself caught up in a new consciousness that will change his whole life. He will never be the same again. I like that. This is a good book, folks. Am I running out of time? A few more minutes? Okay, I don't want to push it. And of course, oh, I know. Joel Goldsmith. Fans, yes, yes. Here's another definition of God, if you will. God is not found in names or statements of truth. He is in the midst of thee. He is closer than breathing. Yea, he is not in the physical sense of life, but is found in the stillness of your being when thought is tranquil. This does not mean that we are to forsake the world, but to abstain from the noise and clamor of everyday living, so that these do not cause even a ripple on the waters of thought. So in other words, folks, let's find some peace. Take the time for you. By yourself. Quiet. If you gotta go outside, take the dog for a walk. I don't know what you gotta do. I know I have all my little tricks and things that I do. And our house is pretty quiet for the most part, so which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. But find the time. Take the time for you. It ain't about me. It is about you. That's why you're sitting here. You didn't come here to find out about me. You came here to find out what you can do for you. And I hope that something I say or do here today helps you in some way. That's my only, I'm here to serve. I'm not here to be like, wow, I'm the great guy or something, because I'm not. I'm just like you. I'm just another person. But I want to share what I have, what I've learned, and hope that maybe you can learn something too. Or maybe I can learn something from you. That'd be more important, really. That's what I need to learn. I need to learn from you. They say you teach what you, and the Course in Miracles says, you teach what you will learn. And I've learned that over the years, that the more I talk about this stuff and think about this stuff, and, take the time. Ask the questions. Do not accept, hey, this is the truth. Hey, buddy, this is it. This is what's going on. No. Ask a question. Be a little bit, I don't know, I think I want to know more about this. Find your answer that makes sense to you. Not to this guy over here. He looks, I'm not sure about him, but you.
I know,
I'm just kidding.
I am the nicer one.
Well,
Just kidding.
hey, I bring out the best in everybody,
You
right?
guys know him well enough to know that.
Yeah, that's true. So, even though, my wife and I, we're very, very close, and we're very, very married, and we're married 25 years now, and, we're still going, and it's all good, But we're not the same person. I get her nose put out of joint once in a while, and vice versa, we have that going on. What?
I have more hair.
She has more hair. Lots
That's
more
how
hair.
we be clear.
That's so we be clear. But I'm taller. So anyway, this is kind of the way it works. But we share with each other, the reason that we got married was I met her in a Unity church. We've both been married 3 times before, believe it or not, and we survived somehow, but it never quite took. And then this one, 25 years, oh my God, I never thought I'd be married for 25 years to anybody. I didn't think it was possible. I figured, I'm not good enough to make that happen. It'll not for me, no, it'll not, I don't want this and I don't want that. Well, what a bunch of BS. We met in church for a change. All the prior ones I met in the bar. So you know what I'm saying? I'm a musician. What do you think I'm going to be? I played the LA scene for about 15 years. We played 5, 6, 7 nights a week at the bar scene. Holiday Inns and you name it. And that was my life. And smoking pot and playing bars. That was my life for so many years. And now I look back and I go, well, it was all a good experience. Don't get me wrong. I don't think I would change it. But at the same point, I'm kind of glad I changed. I'm glad it's not that way anymore. Yeah, I still play once in a while. We play clubs and stuff, but mostly it's more like festivals and fairs, and I'm doing more of this. I started playing in church in Unity, I think about 30 years ago in the Unity Church. My mother was studying Unity before I knew about it, and she sent me the Daily Word, and I would read the Daily Word in my, stupor, I guess you could say, and it spoke to me though. It spoke to me. I got it. It came in my mailbox. I'm like, that thing that Mom said. Well, okay. Well, I like this. And so, and then again, having been a Buddhist from I was like 20, so 20 to 25, I was studying Buddhism. Before that, I was studying the Rosicrucian teachings. Before that, I was Greek Orthodox. So you know, it's a journey that I'm on, you know, and I decided at some point I wanted to have a musical ministry and do this that I'm doing, and I love what I'm doing. And you know what? You don't work a day in your life if you do something that you love. It's a totally true story. I love music. I still do music. I worked many jobs doing all kinds of things as musicians. That's what we do. You know, clean toilets and, you know, drive a truck and be a customer service guy on the phone and you name it. I did it all. Didn't like most of those things, but when anybody walked up and said, well, what do you do for a living? I'm a musician. You are? Or don't you have like, oh yeah, I have a day job is what I called it. I didn't really take that stuff seriously because I always wanted to be a musician and a singer, and that's what I wanted to do. So here I am. I'm so happy to be here today. I thank you so much for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. I hope, again, that somewhere, something I might say might help you in some way. I hope that's my job as far as I'm concerned. And I hope you all have a good day today. I'm going to do one more song for you, okay? Thank you. The most important thing is knowing when to shut up. No. I wouldn't say a thing like that. All right, this song is called Presence Divine. This is called Presence Divine. I'm sorry, I'll try to stay on the mics. All my CDs are available today. I managed to get my software issue resolved, so now I can print CDs again. So if you like them, they're there. And I also have a Christmas CD if anybody's interested. I did it with my old band out in California. It's quite good, actually. Presence divine, use my voice to sing. Presence divine, I am awakening. Presence divine, centered in my soul. Presence divine, Spirit takes control. All life within you, here and everywhere, love it does surround. It's in my heart to share. Presence divine, presence divine, presence divine. Fill my world with light. Presence divine, turn what's wrong and right. Presence divine, universal love. Presence divine, everywhere and up above. All life within you is here and everywhere. Love and love surround me. It's in my heart to share. Presence divine, presence divine, presence divine. Take me to a higher plane. Presence divine, follow in the rain. Presence divine, where we all begin. Presence divine, dwelling deep within. All life within you, Spirit everywhere. Love it does surround me. It's in my heart to share. Presence divine, presence divine, presence divine, presence divine, presence divine. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. Get it up to us normal people.
What do you like that?
As you're preparing your tithes and love offerings today, think about how blessed you are. And as you're writing your check or giving your gift, send out your blessings.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have.
Could I have the board member and our chaplain?
I don't know where we're going here yet. We're still practicing.
Together, please.
I give willingly, joyfully, and lovingly, knowing that God is the constant source of my supply. I give with graciousness and receive with gratitude.
So it is. Hey, it's that good news time.
Almost first, we're doing December birthdays. Who has a birthday in December?
December birthday.
Joe and Joyce. I'm sure we know others.
Taking us all to breakfast then, right, Joe?
Help Dad do it.
All right, so for our birthday people,
Ready? Oh,
Just a minute.
professional.
December babies. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Oh, yeah. It was his birthday. We can sing to all of us. The Christ born in all of us.
Oh, that's
There you go.
a good one.
So, we have good news.
Nope, I can't record it if you don't put it in the microphone.
Okay. On Wednesday, I received word that I passed the PE exam in engineering. For those of you who may not know, it's PE exams, professional engineering license, kind of analogous to a CPA for accountants.
Very nice.
That took some serious studying.
I will say it's an 8-hour exam, and at the end, your brain feels like a bulletin.
Good job.
that's fantastic.
I'm glad to say that. Well, two weeks ago, Linda's dachshund Frankie really hurt his neck bad. We thought at one point she might have to put him down, but he's recovering nicely across the street and is on the mend.
I have two things, please. So if the chaplains could gather a little bit for a couple minutes. We need to regroup on how we're going to meet and when we're going to meet. And the other thing I need to announce is I spoke to Candace today, and she had a fall on Wednesday. She was walking with her canes, and she tipped over on concrete and cracked her hip. So it's not broken, it's kind of a crack. She is already starting to feel better, but she's probably laying low for a little while, so if you could put your prayers out there for her and keep her embodied in the light for healing, we'd sure appreciate it. And I did chat with her just before church, and she gave me permission to share this news with you. So she's at home. Yeah, she's not in the hospital. She did go to the doctor for an X-ray. So, but considering some of the other hurdles she's had, this one is. She's expressing it like not as severe as what she's been through in the past with some of her other issues. But yeah, she's bless her heart. So yes, Nora?
Robert, I talked to Tracy. Tracy said she was up all night with Robert. Robert had a really rough night, and they would also.
So prayers for Robert and Tracy. Okay.
Yes.
I just wanted to thank everybody again who helped make this move possible. A lot of people stepped up, a lot of us came together. It's been a lot of work. We're not done, but we've done really well. And I was a little concerned. I'd heard the stories of the past, and I'm like, oh, no one's going to show up. But we had a lot of people. So thank you very much, everybody who made the efforts. No amount, big, small, whatever. Just some people just being there and praying and helping us be strong and get through it, because we still have work to be done. We are going to need help setting up and tearing down every Sunday. So we are going to need all hands on deck to continue the good work that we've got going on. I'm excited about the energy in this place and in this neighborhood and the possibilities that are now opening up for us. And so the more that we can do together to make that happen, I think it's going to be wonderful. We've got wonderful musicians like Michael. We're going to continue to do this work and reach even more people than we have before. So just thank you to everybody.
I ditto that, and I believe it was mostly under her direction, so thanks to you too. So I received a lovely newsletter from Mary Aitchison. She's what's after octogenarian, a nonagenarian? So I brought it here if anyone wants to see. There's pictures of her in a lovely little letter, so I have it. And that is wonderful good news. So if everyone turn around and say hi to Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Boy, we got a great good news section this time. Any other good news? Anybody who wants to get together? Anybody who wants to get together and pray with Miss Marilyn after church, she would welcome that.
And Marilyn was substituting for Debbie because we didn't know she was going to be able to be here, but Debbie's here too. So we have two
Perfect.
chaplains that can pray with you today.
That'd be perfect. And be sure and put in your prayers our new space.